Hi guys, and welcome to my channel Bella Coco. If you're new around here, my name is Sarah Jane. Hello and welcome, come on in, click that subscribe button and make sure that you keep up to date with all of my latest videos. So it has been a while since I've sat down and spoke about this subject, which is the fact that I am currently pregnant, expecting our first child. If you have seen the previous videos already, you would have seen the pregnancy announcement and also me talking about how I was getting on with the very early pregnancy symptoms. At that point I was doing okay, I was feeling really good. I was only 5 weeks, so I'd only known about a week at that point. Just feeling a little bit tired in the evenings, and as of that point there was no sickness or anything like that. I did say at that point that I was going to do a first trimester update. I am now 18 weeks and 2 days pregnant, so it has been a little while since then, and the reason being is because I hadn't been feeling particularly great in between that time. So I'm going to update you today of how I've been feeling, what symptoms I've been having and different things like that. So as I said, in those first 5 weeks I was feeling pretty good. I was obviously very excited, very happy, a little bit nervous about what to expect, and I did say, you know, sickness hadn't hit yet, and touch wood it didn't, and the fact that my mum and my mother-in-law didn't have sickness I was hoping might be a good sign that I didn't either, and I didn't for a while, to be honest. I did think I'd got away with it for a little bit longer because I had started to feel sick and I'd started to sort of react to smells, as in like heaving a little bit. Sorry, I know that's a bit too much information, but I would heave and gag but not actually be sick. And I had that for a couple of weeks. I think that must have been between about 6 and 7 weeks. Or it might have been a bit earlier actually, it might have been just after that video. But then I would say there was a good 6-week period where I did have morning sickness. And I don't know why they say morning sickness, because it happens all throughout the day. What would generally happen for me is I'd be sick in the morning and then I would also be sick at night. And then in between those 6 weeks, like smack bang in the middle, it got a lot worse, and it would be throughout the day as well. And it's so strange because if you've never experienced it before, you can feel okay 1 minute and the next minute you just have to run to the toilet. It's absolutely gross. It's not like when you're sick through a bug or like a hangover or anything like that. It's really bizarre. So you'll feel all right, then you'll be sick, and then you'll feel all right again. But, you know, touch wood, it seems to have stopped. I still get the odd time where I just feel a little bit sick, or smells make me sort of gag a little bit, but I'm kind of expecting that throughout the whole of my pregnancy. But I'm just grateful that I'm not running to the loo constantly, or, you know, really conscious of being out and about. Food shopping was horrible to do. I would kind of walk round and Anthony would be talking to me and asking me questions, and I'd be just like, yeah, 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 okay, yeah. And he's like, are you okay? I'm like, I'm just really concentrating at the moment, trying not to be sick. So yeah, I'm really, really happy that that is over. Also, between that time, I was getting so tired, like exhaustion that I've never felt before. I'm not really one to nap or take naps. I really don't like them, just because they make me feel worse after I've had a nap. I don't know if anybody else is like that, but yeah, I would much prefer to go to bed early and have a good night's sleep rather than have not very much sleep at night and then have naps throughout the day. And I know some people love to nap, but it's just not my thing, I'm sorry. But I found myself having to nap, or at least just falling to sleep when I was sat on this sofa. You know, I'd generally be fine most of the day, but if I was quite active then I would get tired around 4 o'clock, and then definitely in the evening I'd have to sort of have a bit of a snooze before I went to bed, and I'd also go to bed early. The tiredness has also started to go a bit now. I still do get tired at night or in the evenings, and I might sort of shut my eyes for 15-20 minutes, but generally, again, touch wood, that seems to have eased. I'd say in the last couple of weeks I have started going back to the gym a bit more, just because I've been feeling so much better, and I feel sort of when I go to the gym I feel better within myself. But there was certainly that 6-week period where I didn't do much at all because I just felt so rubbish basically. Other than that, I've not really had a huge amount of symptoms to report. I did have a period, I'm trying to think what week it would have been. So I'd already had my 12-week scan. I think I was 16 weeks pregnant. So within that 16 weeks, or the week 16, I was getting heat lumps all over my body, and they were so itchy. They would come up behind my ears, at the side where my bra is, on my back, at the top of my legs, on my arms. In fact, I still have a few sort of little bits on my arms where you can see where I'd had these things. So they'd come up like heat lumps, and because they were so itchy, I'd kind of scrape the top off them almost, which is very gross, and then they'd kind of scab up a little bit. Oh, it's making me itch now just thinking about it. But they were, it was definitely for a period of about a week where it was just so itchy. And I mentioned it to my midwife, and she just sort of said, you know, your body is a lot hotter than what it normally is. I mean, I do suffer from heat rash anyway, so I do have to be careful when I go abroad. But she says it's probably just the heat of your body. Go to the pharmacist and see if they can recommend any creams. So I went across to the pharmacist, and she had a look at a few different things, and she said there was only calamine lotion, which hadn't been tested on pregnant women. They said that reactions are unlikely, or it's unlikely to affect them, but I just didn't want to take that risk. And by the time I'd gone to the pharmacy, it was sort of towards the end of that week, so it was starting to settle down a bit. So I kind of just thought, you know what, just leave it, just see how it goes. If it gets any worse, then we'll go to the doctor. So yeah, that after about a week did tend to settle down. I do get the odd one. I'm itching now just thinking about it. I do get the odd one, but nowhere near as bad as it was for that week. Also, that very same week I was getting a lot of palpitations as well. I do suffer sometimes with palpitations. I think everybody gets them every now and again, but these were really strong, to the point where it's like, oh, that feels really weird. Again, I mentioned it to my midwife. She checked my blood pressure, everything was okay. So she says, you know, there's probably nothing to worry about, but if it does continue, then go to the doctor. This was sort of was exactly the same time as what I was getting these heat rashes. So I think it's maybe it was just the amount of blood that's going through my body and the heat, and my body was just trying to adjust to it. So again, it all seems to have settled out now. I'm feeling a lot better. I'm getting a bit more energy. I'm going to the gym a bit more. That's making me feel great. So yes, feeling good at the moment at 18 weeks and 2 days pregnant. So also at 16 weeks, we had a private scan, because I kind of felt between 12 weeks and 20 weeks, it's a really long time to go without sort of like seeing or feeling the baby, because obviously you don't really start feeling much until week 17, 18. I felt that I could feel the baby moving from quite early. It was almost like little scratching in my tummy, like little tickles in my tummy, but I am quite in tune with my body, so I was kind of thinking that does feel like baby, but you know, is it really? Because most people say that you don't start feeling them till 18, maybe even 20 weeks. But I for sure feel her moving. Oops, I just gave it away. I for sure feel her moving at the moment. What I was going to say is at the scan we did find out that we are having a little baby girl. So super excited about that. If you follow my blog and my Instagram, you probably would already know that. But yes, we are having a baby girl, and we're really excited. It's taken me quite a while to get my head around the fact that we're having a girl, just because I was so convinced that we were having a boy. I don't know if I've mentioned this already, but for about a year to 18 months before I got pregnant, I kept having sort of flash forwards of seeing this little boy who looked exactly like my husband. And I don't know, that kind of stuck with me, and I was convinced we were going to have a boy. But you know, maybe that's our next child. This one is a little girl. We're both super excited. Even though I thought it was a boy, I wasn't bothered either way which we would have, as long as the little one was nice and healthy. So yes, ever since week 16, her drawer with everything in has started to get a little bit more pink, which is brilliant. So yes, we found out that at week 16, and then we also have our 20-week scan in a couple of weeks' time, 2 weeks on Wednesday. This is currently filming this on Monday. As far as getting prepared for baby, we have made a good start on the nursery. The room which is going to be the nursery was very much kind of a dumping ground in our house, and also as well I held a lot of stock in there for my store. So for my store I hold one item of everything, just in case I need to take pictures or anything like that. So there was a lot of stuff in there that I needed to find a new home for, which it's a slow process, it's still not done, but the room at the moment is pretty much empty. And now that it's empty, I realise that because the furniture that was in there, which we've now sold, was so heavy because it was like big pine furniture, it's really made indentations on the carpet. So I ordered a new carpet yesterday that is coming in about 10 days time. I've also selected the colour that's going to go on the wall. I'm going to pick up the paint this afternoon, and I will be doing a video of the transformation of that room and the process of turning it into a nursery. So give me a big thumbs up if you are looking forward to seeing that. But I think that's pretty much all I can update you on my journey so far. As far as names, we have a few in mind. I'm not going to share those just yet because obviously there is still a while to go. I'm almost halfway through, so in a couple of weeks I'll be the halfway mark, so you never know what's going to happen in that last half, but we do have a couple of names in mind which we both absolutely love. I'm going to continue to film these updates. I'm definitely not going to do them every week, but maybe I might do them every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks, I don't know. Leave me a comment in the comment section and let me know what you would like to see, what you would like me to update you on, and how often you would like to see it, and I'll be sure to get those done for you. Before I go though, I will show you a quick bump update. I personally feel that, well, at one point I felt like I was quite big, my bump was growing quite a lot, which made me sort of panic a little bit. I thought, oh no, what does this mean? But you know, I think every woman is different. I know that people show a bit more with their second child. This is obviously still my first child, so I think I'm sort of average-ish of where I should be right now, but definitely I feel that the bump is very much forward. Baby sort of sits right at the front, and it's actually, while I'm talking about this, I know that I said to you that I feel her moving around, but it's really strange because literally every night when I come to bed, no matter what time it is, sometimes earlier, sometimes later, it's almost like she knows, and she like really, I don't know whether she turns around or rolls over or what, but I just feel my stomach go really hard to one side, and I can really feel her sort of wiggling around. So I like to think that she's thinking, yes, it's bedtime, let's get snuggly, let's get comfy. But I've really noticed that, especially the past couple of weeks, that she definitely moves as soon as I get into bed. But anyway, here is my bump date at 18 weeks and 2 days as I'm currently filming this. So I've put the same leggings on that I put in my 5-week update. You can definitely see it starting to pop out here. and then I'll just show you from the front as well. I took my belly bar out just because it got, where some leggings went into it, it went a little bit strange, so I've taken that out and left that out. But I definitely feel my belly button getting wider, and you can see sort of here that you know, everything's starting to widen. Yes, this is my 18-week and 2 days belly. So that's it for this video then, guys. I really hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you give me a thumbs up. Remember to leave me some comments to let me know what you would like to see. But thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you again next time. Bye!